Hey there, Tarot friends. Welcome back. It is Casual Friday around here. And as you'll see from the title, that I'm on vacation this week, which currently just means a stay at home vacation. But that's kind of normal for us anyway, um, the past handful of years. So, yeah, thought I would jump on today and we could go through who knows what. I've been kind of cleaning and organizing my room the past few days. I've gotten a couple new things in. So, basically, we will just kind of see what I have at hand and maybe work on some of this organization that I have going on back here. And yeah, just see what everyone's up to um, on this last day of April. Excuse me. So I'm going to start slicing some things open, as I often do, because I'm still working through a little stack over here, and we will see who shows up. Let's see, I'm working on getting this stuff set up here for Sunday. Now, I don't know for sure if I'm going to be live on Sunday for Kim Crane's Archetype deck. I will see. Because I'm on vacation and we don't really have a schedule, we're just kind of playing it by ear. My husband has some things that he wants to do, and um, like is common with us, we're just running out of time. Have been really enjoying our vacation, but we can't always get everything done that we want, of course. So we were just talking before I came in here about what the things that we have left that we wanted to do on our vacation. And so some of that time might shift to him on Sunday. We'll kind of see where we go, but I will post about it, and I will create the event probably sort of last minute so that people aren't out there looking at it and then I don't show up. So I will let you know about this as soon as I know whether or not we're going to meet on Sunday. Might just take the week off, or I might just say we'll go for it, and I will try to have my son occupied for that time. So it looks like I have one person here, but I can't see my list. But that's okay. I'm assuming that the notification is taking a little bit as well, especially for a thing that is not scheduled. Sometimes takes longer to show up. But the other thing I wanted to share before we get into who knows what is that, oh, hello, Gerald and Jamie. Notification just went out. Thank you. I'm just kind of rambling about this and that. Welcome. Jamie gets 10 minutes with me today. That is awesome. I'm so happy to have you here. So you'll know that my source tarot that I was showing the other day. Is my volume okay, by the way? I was messing with it the other day and I just remembered. So this source tarot that I got and maybe showed last Friday or the Friday before, I edged it a couple of lives when I was on a live with other people. You'll know that I was giving some progress. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Gerald. I see you both at the same time. Giving a little progress on my edging. So now there's no before and after, of course. But then I had forgotten to edge my little, like my key cards for this deck. So there you go. Now it's all edged. Pretty. Because for me, like, why wouldn't you? With the black cards. And then I had a couple extra little zipper pouches that one of my side gigs is with 31, and which is like totes and purses and bags, like lunch thermals, all kinds of stuff. So I get these what are called mini zipper pouches, and this one has little dots on it. These were just in my extra stash. So I figured I would put this in here and maybe I would remember that it's in that bag, because I do okay remembering, but I also don't mind just picking up a bag and seeing what's in it. And then I'll just use whatever's in there. So it has these little dots on it, and I figured that will help me remember. I just used this black chisel tip Sharpie, and I need to get a new pack of these. I have like the rainbow pack of them, and I have lots of decks that I've been wanting to edge forever. So, but I need a new pack of black ones for sure, because the one I used on that has lots of little edgies in it. Oh, Sip Sip. It didn't take that long to come through, by the way. I was just still rambling. I actually spilled some of this in here. First time I've ever spilled a drop in here, but thankfully it was over by the door. And my Savannah cat was like coming up at my heels trying to get in here. And so I like lunged forward a little bit, like not anything crazy, but just, you know, when you have a full cup of coffee, that shows every movement you make, obviously. And so I like leaned forward to try to get in and close the door, and then it just like dripped all down. Thankfully, the only bag it went into has markers and pens in it. So, and they're still in the packages. So, and I know I was just talking about needing new markers, but that is not black Sharpies. So, hey, thank you. I figured that I intentionally wore this shirt. So, though I didn't know it was so low, not that it's so low. It's so weird to do stuff in the mirror. Okay. But I wore this for the colors because I thought like, oh, Scully will show up on the black. But now it's just on my Wednesday Addams toned skin, but it's still beautiful, right? So that's fine. I try to think ahead, but I forgot this had a V. So thank you. Yes, I love it. I was thinking about it last night. I don't always put it on for lives just because, I don't know, depending on what I'm wearing and if it's going to look like really clashy. As you'll know from my crazy leggings outfits, I don't always care about things like matching or going together, but with this, I do. I just want it to have a nice little background. So, hello, Regina. Okay, so I'm going to save this in case someone in particular shows up. But I will say, I can't remember who all was in, I almost said Stephen, because Justin, Stephen, and then Stephen Bright. If you all were in Justin Michael's chat with Stephen Bright a week ago Tuesday, right? And I bought, okay, so anyway, I thought that live was lovely. And I thought Stephen Bright was really lovely. And I've heard his name around, and I've always really liked the look and the concept of A Spirit Within. But I just didn't have it. It's just one of those that, you know, has kind of always been on my list. Like, I know I have it, like, even in my work notes, like my scrap paper, I have it written down, you know, Spirit Within, like in the margins, just because I'll see another video with it. Do you know what I mean? It just like stays on the list and stays on the list. And I'm like, oh, I'm not, you know, buying anything this week or this month or whatever's going on. And then something pops up like on the secondhand sites, and I say, oh, I need that. I need that. And it's just still on my list. My point is, after watching that interview, I thought, okay, no, he's great, and I just need to do it right now. So it was not a promote your deck kind of live, but I mean, I guess everything is a little bit in some ways, but it wasn't like, hey, go out and buy this. It's, you know, been around for a long time, but I just felt really drawn to get that. And I was talking to Justin about this, that I really felt, I don't like want to say like connected to, but whatever. When Stephen was describing his experiences with that sort of like in between space, like you fall asleep and then there's this space and people come in and out, that kind of thing, that I sort of have a similar thing that goes on, sort of. And then when he was describing like spirit coming through, or however he said that, he's like, it's hard to explain. There's a thing right here. And I was like, yeah, I know. So anyway, I just thought he was lovely, and it was finally that push that I'm like, okay, I'm going to get that. Plus, I had seen Tom Benjamin's video, not the full thing. I'm terrible about this. I'll watch a few minutes and then like I go to bed or whatever. Like I sit in Max's room at the end of the night, and then once I know he's asleep, I take off. So I'm guilty of like watching partial parts of videos. Rainbow Kipper is what I'm getting to, and I do not have Kipper decks. I have Tarot and Oracle and Lenormand. And I think, Kipper and Lenormand are similar-ish, but I mean, they're not. They're different systems. And I thought I don't need to get into Kipper. I'm way into Lenormand, and that's like my soft spot for my little cards. And I don't need to get into Kipper. I will also say I don't think this is going to send me like on what I called the water slide of collecting and using Kipper decks, but maybe it will. I don't know. I basically wanted this because Steven's a lovely person, so there. And I think the concept of this deck is more modern and more something that I would like, right? So if you recall when Mendy and I did a live together, I'm missing all kinds of people because I'm trying to not get so distracted, but it's just me, right? I will get distracted and no one cares, hopefully. Hi, Meme. Kristen, hello. I just got Wisdom of the Shadow Oracle. I'm excited to dive into it. Ooh, I don't know if I know about that. That sounds awesome. Hi, Chris. Ooh, leftover pizza for breakfast. Okay. So if you'll recall my live with Mendy way back when, it was in January about Lenormand. She likes more historical, traditional Lenormand, and I like more not those things. And it's fine. Like I like some of them, but it's just whatever. So I feel like what happens is if Kipper kind of takes off now, like Lenormand did with all of these like newer, like modern styles, then maybe I will get sucked into it a little bit. But we'll see. Oh Lord, I just bent that like kind of bad. Oh, nope, it's fine. Okay. So these are a little bit stuckish because of the gilding. So I'm just going to say, if you get this, be careful because I just bent that a little bit, but not like permanently. Okay. So anyway, that's my story about how you should watch Justin's interview with Stephen Bright. Even if you're not looking to purchase these things, I will put this disclaimer out. It was just a lovely video that I think you would enjoy, as are all of Justin's videos, because he's awesome. Okay. Bye, Jamie. Thank you so much. Oh, see, I should have done this first. Gotta get in there. Okay. Oh, gotta make sure you're nice today, Jamie. Yeah, be nice. Okay. So I will play around with these for a little bit, but I don't want to just flip through right now because if I rip another one off and it bends, I'll be mad. Gerald says, I really like seeing interviews with the deck creators and being inspired to get their decks afterwards. Yeah. And sometimes I'm still not, right? Jonathan had, is it Lisa Robertson on the week before last about her mermaid deck. And it was really interesting to hear her talk about that. That's not something that I think I want, even though I thought it was really well done. It was interesting to hear her talk about it. I like listening to the creator, regardless. When Kristen finishes her Oracle deck, I wonder if I could get her to do an interview with me. I bet you could. I bet you could. So, and I did see, Gerald, that you said you watched that back, the Stephen Bright one. So that's awesome. So anyway, the Rainbow Kipper is similarly done. I'll show you the Sorrow card. Is similarly done to Spirit Within Tarot with the silhouettes. And you all know that's something I love too with The Way Home, how there are silhouettes, but then there's like this embodiment representation of the element within the person. So I just, really like this anyway. So there's that. So the other thing, now it's not completely silhouetted, right? Like here's Journey and it has a bus, right? So you can still see the things, but there's this like color scheme going on. And that's the other point, right? That it has this kind of color coding like the Spirit Within Tarot. And in Lenormand, as you might know, if you have the whole Grand Tableau laid out, then things like that will make it easier, I would think, to kind of see another layer of patterns. And that's one of the reasons I love Lenormand, because of all the web and patterns that emerge. And so this adds yet another color scheme to that. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about these little cards for a moment. Jenna, that guy should come be on my very serious, sometimes face showing channel. Yeah, definitely. Jenna did a flip through of the Kipper deck. I'm not sure if I want to get another form of divination tool. I've never used Lenormand. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? This is sort of, I think, just an exception to the rule for me, that I am super in love with Lenormand, and I thought this was cool to have, especially because I finally got the Spirit Within Tarot, and I mix things all together sometimes too. Like I'll do a little 9 card, like a square, not really a square, but do a little like 9 card Lenormand and like put tarot cards at the directions or things like that. So not that I care about mixing things that don't really match. I think it's cool that people do. A lot of times people will post like, hey, what pairs well with this? And I try to think about that, but sometimes I just feel like this thing and I feel like that thing and I just throw them together. It's whatever. Okay. So let me put these back in here. I'm excited to get into that book. Yeah, the artwork is great. So now I'm going to do a little brag, which some of you already know. Sip, sip. But I have permission to share. And some of you don't know this yet. So a couple weeks ago, I don't really know. I got a little gift from the amazing Chris Kelly. He sent me the Lightseers Tarot. So can we take a moment to understand the magic of this? Because now he is literally sharing his favorite deck with me. And this is another one that I couldn't believe that like I don't have. I had this sort of in a list with like Modern Witch and This Might Hurt, just because like at the time, like those, like I kind of found out about those all at the same time, which was forever ago, right? Things that just still stay on my list. I'm like, oh, they're not going anywhere. And now I'm so happy that I waited because I have a little Chris Kelly gift. Isn't that amazing? I'm like the luckiest girl. Right, Regina? It's amazing. And you've all seen this, right? But yeah, and I have seen it many times and thought it's beautiful. And I will just say that it's like a really great reader for me. I've used it a couple times now. I used it with Jilly and company for Sit With Me. And like, look at those two cups. It's so beautiful. I know that you've seen it, but look how pretty. So yeah, smells good. I love all the little like wispy light pieces around, right? And there's like little like triangles and stuff. There's like little shapes in the wispy lights. So anyway, it was a really good reader for me, which I kind of laugh about that, but I mean, it was just really specific with the symbolism. I think almost everything I use is a great reader, but I drew the Five of Swords in that spread, and I had seen 5 crows in my backyard that morning, and that's the symbolism used in this deck for the Five of Swords. So that's what I mean, just like really specific carryover. And I don't think there's a problem with having to reach for things in tarot. Like that's part of it. That's like kind of trudging through it and finding the code or finding the message. And so I don't think there's any problem with that, but this one, it was just right there, right? So, oh, thank you, Gerald. That's because you are a great reader. And I mean, I don't want to say that, but I mean, I could use anything, you know what I mean? And in my belief paradigm, I'm not the only person involved in this, right? Spirit is in everything to me, and so those signs are gonna come out. But thank you, that's very sweet. So that's all. And I super love, I say that's all, and then I'm like, wait. I, again, had seen, obviously, the Pentacles on Chris's channel and on several people's walkthroughs of this. Of course, now I can't find one. But I just thought that in person, like even more so, I love the Pentacles because they're all just rainbowy and different. What am I looking for in particular? The 7, is that the one I really love? Oh, and then also in that spread, I got the Page of Cups, which I had, like in one of Chris's live streams, I had pulled the information from the creator's website for that. It was him and Simon and someone else, like talking about the meanings, or like looking at 3 different decks, like 3 different, okay, we're going through, no, the same decks. Was it Richard and Simon and Chris? Anyway, they all had the same deck they were going through, right? And they were like, oh, I don't really get this, whatever. I mean, Chris wasn't, because he knows all the things about this deck. But I pulled up the information for this card in particular on the website. So it was just weird, like in my little spread that I did that day, like these cards that I'd had. Oh, the 6. This is what I love. I love all the different things. I don't know, like even more so in person than I did online. Is that making sense? Okay. The Fool came up. There's Sacred Geometry. Whatever. I'm just gushing. I love it a lot. So, shout out in front of the world. Thank you, Chris, for this. So very sweet of you. It's amazing. Okay. Oh, everyone is having a flip through, walk through, etc. of the Light Seers. That's great, because like many people say, I love to see and hear other people talk about them. Sip, sip. Thank you. Okay. I should have asked you about other things, Chris, but I'll save that. This is amazing. Okay. And I need to edge it. What should I do? I want to do something different for some reason. Like, I just mean different than what I've seen. Like, there's sort of like a lot of orange, like pink. I don't know. It's a really balanced color-wise. I kind of want to do like pinky coral. Maybe I'll just do a bunch of different colors. Maybe that's what Okay. I have 100 things I need to edge, so we'll decide about that later. Trash pile. Okay, so what else do I want to show you or do or talk about? Yeah, Gerald, I think maybe different colors because like those pentacles like I was talking about are like really getting me. So, oh, has anyone here? We can talk about this. Take a sip again. Oh, I am welcome to share. I don't have it down here, but I think I will. Okay, so I don't have the deck I'm talking about. It's upstairs. But Chris sent Max a present and it is just so sweet. Sent him his first tarot deck. So I gave Max a couple of soul cards way back when he was like a year old because they had creases in them and I got replacements and there were like 2 or 3. So those were technically the first like divination cards he had in his hands, right? Then I gave him that little fortune telling deck that is a Lenormand, but like I really didn't like the book. Remember, it's like the one deck I've never like that I didn't want once I got it. That has happened to me once in my life. And so I gave those to Max too during a live one day. I was like, here, see those? Take them because just the book was just not what I call Lenormand. I believe it had history in it that I don't agree with, and the meanings were weird. Like half the meanings were not what I use, and so it's fine. I'm just like, I'm not vibing with this. So anyway, but his first tarot deck, and it's called Tarot for All Ages, and I don't know the creator's name right now. But isn't that amazing? And we got it out and shuffled it, and he was so excited. He wasn't like jubilant about it. He was kind of just, I don't know. He was like calm, but he kept saying, I love these cards so much. So I don't know. He was in his calm, sweet Max mode. So he just wanted to keep going with the story. Like we laid out 4 or 5 cards, and then he picked another card and he kept picking the one on the top. Like I shuffled it a little bit and then just like spread it out, like fanned it. And he just kept picking cards off the top. I'm like, okay, so you're that kind of reader, which is fine. I do that sometimes, but sometimes I don't. I have a lot of different shuffle and draw methods. So yeah, he was pretty he was like he was excited, but and that's what I told Chris. I'm like, he's like setting out a pretty serious grand tableau right now because he just kept going. I'm like, yep, you can add to your story, because that's sort of the premise of it. And but I mean the premise is whatever, it's a tarot deck. But he kept laying out another card, and I'm like, oh, what's going on here? And there's a little video, maybe I'll put it in our like secret group. And it was the 4 of Swords, and it had an owl like in a circus tent with the 4 swords underneath. And I said, what do you think's going on here? And he's like, that's an owl. He's at his house. I was like, oh yeah, okay. So anyway, so sweet. Isn't that amazing? And someday, like Max could be on TarotTube answering a tag, and it'll say, what was your first deck? And he'll say, well, my first deck was Tarot for All Ages, and our family friend Chris Kelly sent it, and I was 3. So anyway, that's just so nice. And I wasn't going to let him keep it like with his toys that we have in the living room. I'm like, well, do you want to go put it in my tarot room? Because I thought he would want to keep it in here because he comes in here and asks about cards. I'm like, okay, let's go. When he was done, I said, let's go put it in my tarot room and we'll keep it safe. And he like pulled it away. He's like, no, this goes to my Max room because he has his bedroom and he also has what we call the Christmas room where our Christmas tree goes because we have a Savannah cat and she will tear the tree down. So even though there's no tree in there now, we call it the Christmas room. And so he like pulled away. He's like, no, this goes in my Max room. I was like, okay, well, it needs to go on your special shelf then, because his his little Kindle screen and one like little tote full of toys is up there right now. And so it's just up on his special shelf where like his Kindle screen goes. So just so you know, um, you're up there on the top shelf with the Kindle. He needs a special bag for the deck or a nice box. Yeah, something. I probably have another like zip pouch or something he could have, but the box is really nice. It's like really pretty. I'll have to show it next time. But anyway, okay. Chris Kelly's the sweetest. That's the theme of the day. And I'm just sitting here talking at you, but I have one more thing to share, which I think is okay because I'm pretty sure Sandra mentioned it like in comments in a chat that so now both of these people, Chris and Sandra, who have sent things that never arrived, now they've sent me things. So isn't that terrible? Oh, do you know anyone who sells zipper bags? Yes, and I have a few extras here, though not a lot. Sandra sent me a couple gifts, which I'm also going to share at some point. I think that's okay. Again, because she mentioned it. Those are not at hand right now because I was using part of them the other day. And they're actually up in my little table upstairs. But anyway, I have things to share a different day, probably next Friday. But she also sent Max these like dinosaur cars that you like pull back and then they go. Like a big box, like a box this big. And he was super loving the box too, but he has since destroyed it. Of yeah, like 6 dinosaur cars. So I have videos of him opening both of these things. So I just have to say that you all are so sweet, like sending my child things. And please don't feel like you have to send my child things or me. Please, please, please. I love you all. You don't have to send me anything, but that is just so sweet. I never thought that I would be like friends with people. I don't know. That goes to all of you, the 7 people who are here who hang out and talk to me about tarot and not tarot, etc. Okay. So now, I think because I don't have it in the title and because um people won't be like searching it out, I'm going to show you out of print things that I'm really excited about, okay? Switching gears here. If I can find them. So I did work on this room a little bit the other day, but you can't really tell as usual. Where are you? Okay. So I further sorted, like this is all Lenormand, like all these. All these things, can't really see. And behind it is Oracle and like astrology back here. I've like continued to sort. So anyway, one of the special things I found around the same time that I found my like the Czech version of Shadowscapes, which I still haven't opened because I'm terrible. Last summer, I found someone selling, no, that's wrong. In this little confession time, I spent $100 on the deck that's in this little bag. Okay. It's a Lenormand deck that I wanted for a long time. It is by the creator of the Wooden Tarot and Earthbound Oracle, both of which I have. So now I have the complete set. This little Kickstarter exclusive mini Seekers Lenormand. Okay. I love this so much. I was so excited. As you could clearly tell, because I spent a penny on this. Okay. Let me see. Because I think it's in order because I have a stack that's like my walkthrough stack, which I haven't done. Yeah, it's in order. Okay. So I have the mini, right? And you know how I love a mini and a regular. If there are 2 Lenormand sizes for a deck, I'm getting them because I put everything in houses, right? Not always, but I'd love to have that option. Okay, so here's, and I've not seen this come up. This is the only time I've seen it come up. Not that I'm always watching, but I will just say, and it was a super reputable person that I had purchased from before. And so I was like, no, we're going, pull the trigger quick. So here's the little rider. So cute. And the clover. Tiny. Look at it next to my eyeball. Look at the ship. Look at cuteness. The house is the turtle. Amazing. The tree has crystals at the bottom. Oh, I hear my child. He just got up. This is what happens anytime like Ryan is, I don't want to say like watching him like it's his child, but like anytime I'm doing a thing and I'm not here, like if I come into the tarot room or I go run errands, like before he wakes up, he sleeps so long. But he's done it the last couple days. Yesterday, not so much, but the day before, he slept until like, well, 9:40. Gosh, it's been 3 months since he slept this late. Snaky. So anyway, the point of this is, I'm going to put these back. Because remember how I said I was going to record a bunch of videos this week on my vacation week? Didn't happen. Didn't happen. I kind of have a good excuse, but we don't really need to talk about that. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, but I just didn't do it. This one is not in order, but here is, yeah, I do think it's a growth spurt. Yeah, I was saying that in my head, and I'm like, I'm not going to keep talking about my kid, but then you said it. Yeah, I do think he's having a growth spurt. So here you would put this on top of the bigger one. Isn't this so exciting? It's so exciting to me. I thought I'm never going to have that pair, but here it is. Ooh, the moon. So you have like the wood grain behind, right? The crossroads is a compass. Here's our clover again. So amazing. The fox. Now, sometimes you can find the regular, seekers, still not super often though. And so I feel very lucky to have these and a little bit like, I don't know, feeling bad for showing them off. Has some weird things like the two eyes, like a lot of things have the eyes kind of weird, which is a thing like normally I wouldn't be all about, but I just love the entirety of the thing so much that I don't care, right? Like I wouldn't choose that to be that way, but it's whatever. Kristen says, I've been wanting to do videos, but I just haven't been motivated to do them or have the time. Yeah, I keep working, like I want to do a bunch of overhead stuff and my table is still a mess and that's my fault. And I was working in here the other day, working on cleaning up the room, but I keep setting these like milestones for myself. And I'm like, no, you can't do that until you do this. And it's just so hard. I've been off for a week, you guys. It's almost over. And it's just crazy how the time goes. So here we have like the red thread, like we see, I'm sure in many other decks, but makes me think of Trinity Tarot. So it's just a lot. Oh, the dog. This is cool. I haven't had this Lenormand deck out since maybe like November, October. I think I did a reading with this one. My big YouTube creator project is to try things I haven't done, but keep up with the things that are staples on the channel. That's perfect. Oh, hi, Nancy. Hello, hello. I'm just showing some like out of print Lenormand decks, so don't fall in love, please. This is the Seekers Lenormand, and I also have the mini version of it. The heart. So we have like the weird eyes and like the anatomical sort of things. Again, these are sort of like sister decks to the Wooden Tarot and Earthbound Oracle. Earthbound Oracle is one of my favorite things. I want to say that's still available on the creator's site. And it's, oh, skullgarden.net. There might also be an Etsy shop. And this is by A.L. Swartz. Maybe his name's Andrew. Can't remember. But anyway, yeah, it's cool. Here's the garden. So that's that. Just wanted to share that I found these sort of gems that I had been hoping for a long time. And I really don't know if anything makes me happier than this. I still have pen in my hand. I did edge a deck yesterday, and I evidently still have pen marks. So there's that. Wanted to share my little treasures. Gerald says, my big YouTube project is figuring out how to do an interview with Herman Mage and Terrell Stash. I don't like to edit, but it might be easy in iMovie. Oh, you found him on Etsy. Very good, Regina. Seems to be a running theme, doing philosophy, film, and the tarot, mushing them together. That's cool. Not making a Matrix tarot, but shooting a video on it. That's amazing. So yeah, there's my little out-of-print Lenormand treasures that I've been wanting to share with you, and I just keep not doing that. So yeah, what should we talk about, kids? I have about 15 more minutes. I could stay longer, but I just kind of want to keep myself to an hour so we can have a productive day around here. I think yesterday was the day that Ryan and I both sort of hit that point of thinking like our vacation's almost done and we're getting kind of pissy. Do you know what I mean? You get to that point. Sometimes it happens on the weekend, though we've been really good about that the past like year or so. But you start thinking about how the time's almost done. You're like, what have we even done? So yeah, it'll be like Mrs. Doubtfire. Sip, sip. Let's drink some coffee. I also got another really cute Lenormand secondhand the other day. And the person forgot to send me, like I think it's called the Color Mage Oracle, which I had sent a picture to Chris because of that's another thing I've wanted forever, but it's kind of expensive now. But this one was priced pretty reasonably, relatively speaking. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to pull the trigger. And the handwriting isn't the same as the Light Seers, but it's like a similar sort of style. And because it's just a color deck, like you can use it with anything. And I've been wanting a color deck for a long time. And I have one that I'm not super crazy about. But that's a thing I keep on hand because I will use the color symbolism in that sometimes. But anyway, now I have the one that I really super love. Or I will. She's going to send it out this weekend because she does, this person does shipping once a week. So anyway, I claimed like the Color Mage, and then she had a list of like 5 decks you could choose for free if you spent like over 50, I think. And The Nightmare Before Christmas was on there for free, which I haven't ever even like looked at, by the way. I love that movie. I've maybe seen 1 or 2 cards, maybe. But I was just like not watching it because I'm like, I'm just going to buy it if I watch it. And so I just didn't watch it. But yeah, for free. Are you kidding me? Throw it in there. So then I also messaged her back and I'm like, you know what? I want 2 of those Lenormand decks that you have listed as well. I'm sorry to be adding on to my order. And then she's like, oh no, that's fine. And then she gave me like the discount because in the original post, it's like, if you buy X, Y, and Z, then you get, 10% off or whatever, except for the bundles that I have listed. And I bought one of her Lenormand bundles and she still gave me the 10% off. I thought that was so nice. So anyway, I'm just rambling. You want to see? I have just black leggings on today, so it's nothing super exciting. Thanks for hanging out with me. I feel like I'm being rambly and crazy. Oh, and I also got close up of my Scully. She doesn't have a name yet. Okay. I got my replacement of, I had to look and make sure this is the right one. Black Enchantment Midnight Edition. Okay, so you will remember when I did a little flip through of this that 3 of the cards had like edged off on the top, and you could see the line at the bottom where it should have been cut. So it was like every 7th card after a certain point. So it was clear that it was just like the edge of those 3. Oh yeah, Nancy, the necklace, right? I love it. Here, I can get close. There's a little, I can't tell, blue tiger's eye at the point, and then it goes up. There's adventuring and moonstone. It's just so beautiful. Okay, so, oh, my leg. Okay. I emailed the Deviant Moon email address, whatever that is. Sip, sip. And I said I have 3 cards that have kind of like gone off the edge, and they sent me a full replacement deck. So what I'm going to do is buy a circle punch and make circle decks. I can probably, because these are so big, I'll have to like measure. But I think I've seen people do it before, and they're kind of like that size. So I think I can make 2 punches out of every card on the deck that was messed up. Is that amazing? And then I can make this into a deck that uses houses also. I'm obsessed. Okay, so that's my plan because I got a free Black Enchantment deck. That's amazing. So that's my plan for that. And put this one over here so I know. Yes, isn't it? Gerald, I sent you a message a long time ago about RWS 2.0. I haven't forgotten. I keep remembering like right before I fall asleep. Okay. It's in a bag somewhere. Is it silver? I missed that because a good-looking guy walked by the window. Chris. Oh, in a kilt. That gives me chills. Okay. So with a circle punch, okay, I got a full replacement deck of Black Enchantment Midnight Edition because when I emailed and they said, can you send the pictures of the cards that were affected just so we can let our printer know to watch out for it? And I said, yep. And so I sent the pictures and they sent me a full deck. But like the girl said, I'll just send you a full deck, like before they even saw pictures. I was like, okay, that is so nice. Oh, sorry, Windows. Shorts and a hoodie. Oh, that's just so Scotland weather. Okay. I'm jealous about so many things right now, Chris. So the deck that had the edges like that were missed, I'm going to get a circle punch, and I think I can make like 2, because these cards are so huge. I think I can make like, I'll put my little Lenormand up here, pretend it's a circle, and I'll circle punch like twice on the other deck, and then I can use those to stack onto this good copy. Hey, Debbie. So I'm putting this one under my light seers so I remember that that's the good one. And my edge one is under the Zany Tarot. Oh, this is a gift I can't show. That's for you, Chris. Plus something else that I think is going to come this week. Plus, I think whatever's in that box. Okay. Gerald. I don't have that Oracle deck. Yeah, I remember that you were liking it because it was giant, right? Oh, and here's the free Nightmare Before Christmas that girl gave me for ordering the Color Mage. Oh, that was my point. I ordered the Color Mage. Well, I didn't order. I claimed off a site, like secondhand, the Color Mage Oracle plus this for free because that was $60. And if you spent 50, she had a list of free decks. I was like, let's do it. Nightmare Before Christmas. Yay, TGIF. Debbie, hope it goes well. I got this for free. And then I messaged her again and I was like, hey, I want that Lenormand bundle that you listed. Okay. So Gerald and others, but I had messaged him about this in particular. So here's the RWS 2.0. Some people have trimmed this because we have James Rickliff 2018 down here. It doesn't super bug me. If I knew that I was awesome at trimming, I might trim it. I tend to enjoy borders. Not loving the name, but I don't know if I'll do it or not. I've never really trimmed a deck. So, okay, yeah, she would like it. Perfect, because I have one. Brand new, shrink wrapped. It came from 8 playing cards, so it's in a it's just shrink wrapped, like in total, right? So yeah, let's look at this. That's awesome. And I will send you the extra so I don't forget. The extra yes no coin from the 5 cent because that's what we were talking about. And I'm like, well, I'm not just gonna send you a coin, just one tiny thing. It needs to come with a deck, right? And I have a stack of gifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That 6th thing kind of goes with another thing. So anyway, like sometimes I'll just buy 2 copies because I think, oh, someone's gonna need this, or I can't really explain it. It makes no sense. Sometimes I'll back something and I'll back it for 2. Sometimes I don't. I don't understand. And then at some point it makes sense. I'm like, oh, that person needs that. I don't know. And at some point I thought, well, like eventually I'll do a giveaway, but I don't know. Like, I just love you all that are here. And I'm not like, this is going to sound stupid, I'm not like super into growing my channel. Like anyone who is watching this back, you're included in this love that I'm sending out. But, and I probably will do a giveaway at some point. But I don't know what, I can just send gifts to my friends, right? Like there are 6 of you here. I have 6 decks over there. So anyway, here's the yes no coin. And when I was talking about 5 cent, Gerald was all interested in those decks and he hadn't been previously. And so, yeah, the 2 penny and the 5 cent. And so I sent him a message and I said, hey, I have this extra coin. And that was just because they sent me an extra one, like in error. And they're like $10 or something on like when you, oh, I love you too. Thanks, Kristen. I have something in the works for you too. Don't worry. I basically just have gears turning for everyone. But I mean, those of you who come here and hang out. Because it's whatever. So yeah, I've had this for like not quite a year. I think I bought these last summer. I bought the 2.0 and a couple other things. No, maybe not that long because I did a haul. Anyway, wow, rambling. So yeah, this is really nice. I think it's like the super smooth whatever from MPC. Yeah, it's a great deck. Cute, cute, cute. I put like 10 of these back in order the other day that were in bags, and this is one of them, so I have to remember to put it back. Sometimes I will just shuffle it while I'm sitting here talking to you, so I'm not going to shuffle this. I'm glad Max has role models that show him what it's like to be kind to others. We need more of this. Oh, yeah, we do. Look at that. So yeah, by the way, if I ever send you something, you can trim it. You can circle punch it. You can throw them down in your driveway and do driveway readings. You can sell it. I mean, it's whatever. You can gift it. You can trade it. You don't have to keep things I send you. It's just really whatever is good for you. I'm not gonna shuffle this. I'm not gonna shuffle this. This is one that I put in order the other day. So anyway, if there's anything in particular you want to see, let me know. Otherwise, I will just I will send that out probably Tuesday meeting. Monday, I have to go back to the dentist. So I went to the dentist on Monday. It's not my favorite place in the world. I love where I go now. I like the people there. Decoupage a table. Yes, you're allowed to do that. Like whatever you want to do. Okay. So anyway, this, maybe I have a bag to send to. I don't know. So anyway, right, no obligation to keep something you don't like and know how to make it useful in the world. Yeah, it's just whatever. It is whatever. Okay. So that's part of the reason that I wasn't recording videos, because it was nothing that the dentist did, but I won't get into like mouth details. But like it was hurting to talk for a couple days. Not really anything dentist related, but I do have to go back on Monday. So send me for just like a quarter of the work that they have to do. Okay. That's how I started off my vacation. Overwhelming news from the dentist. Whatever. Okay. So that's right there. And this is right here. I'm going to put it together so I remember. Hold on. Oh, and here's the backs. Boop, boop. All right. It's not plastic, right? No, it's not plastic. Super smooth. Okay. I got them the same. All right, there's that. Positive vibes. Thank you. I'm kind of a mess. So, well, kids, I found a sale on Ouija boards and bought all they had because I want to put them on a table or the floor. I think it would be fun. This is amazing, and that sounds something like I would do. I found X, Y, or Z, and it was a really good price, and so I bought them all. I have to laugh at that. That sounds like me. I think this is one of Robin's fave RWS. Yes, if not the most at one point. That's where I learned about that deck. I think I had seen a little bit of it on Simon's channel, but not a lot of it. Because Robin's video where he showed the majority of it is the one that like really hooked me. And I'm like, oh, that's going on my MPC list. Yeah, the colors are so beautiful and just, you know, like vibrant and rich, but like true colors. Do you know what I mean? And not like, doesn't have like neon green or super brash yellow. Like they look like real colors to me. And so that's why I wanted that one. Okay. Oh, and I wondered, that's what I wondered, Gerald, if I should send you pictures of that one or like something else that I have. Just, but out of the stack that I'm looking at, I think that's the best for you. So I hope you will love it. Regina's back. I think I'm going to wrap up here because I do not have that, Gerald. I don't. I do not have Modern Love. I liked the look of it. I saw her on Jonathan's channel back a couple months ago. So if you haven't seen that, I would check that out because that might help you if you haven't already seen it. I know I said I was going to show you this little Lenormand I got, but I'm going to keep it for next time. So here's the other thing before we wrap up. Want to kind of keep it to an hour today. so we can figure out our plan about how we're going to be productive around here today. I think we need a big win around here because we feel like we've just been lazy and hanging out, which is fine because it's vacation, but we both kind of need like a big accomplishment done this week, I think. So anyway, um, okay, you saw on Jonathan's video. Um, I think Zane has it and really loves it. Um, so yeah, what was I saying? Hmm, I don't know. Oh, Sunday. I don't know if I'm going to be here Sunday or not for Kim Krantz Archetypes. I kind of think I will, but just kind of keep an eye out. I will probably schedule it like Saturday night for Sunday if I'm going to do it, and I will post in the group. Okay, all of you here are in there. So I'll post in the group like Sunday morning and say, yes, I'm doing this or no, I'm not. I apologize, but it's just like the one time. Well, I'm sure there will be another time, but that we're just going to be kind of up in the air with scheduling. My mom and stepdad are coming tomorrow for probably a big chunk of the day. They haven't been here since like end of October. And so tomorrow's their day because they're done with their vaccines and we don't go anywhere. Um, so yeah, just kind of trying to figure out the rest of the weekend, and I may have to bail, but I also could be here. And another um, scenario is that I'm here and maybe we have the Max Factor going on, which usually Sunday is like my guaranteed time, but we'll just see how we do. Okay. If we get together, we are doing. Okay, so we have the Queen, the King, and the Crone. Oh, a certain little lady has just woke up from her nap. I was gonna say hi, but I don't want to be like blasting her name. Yes, we are gonna get shit done today. Yes, we are. So if I am here Sunday, the Queen, the King, and the Crone, since we already touched on the Crone before, but we'll bring it back up and we'll talk about primarily the Queen and the King together. So I think that will be interesting. I'm interested to see how like the mother and the father differ from the Queen and the King. So anyway, if I'm here Sunday, that's what we're doing. If I'm not, I will let you know, and I apologize in advance. We're just kind of trying to make the most out of our last couple days here. So um, thank you all so much for being here and just rambling with me on a Friday. I love you all a super lot, and I hope to see you Sunday. And if I don't, then I don't. But I will let you know. Richard probably has a live today, so please check out Logman Tarot. Typically 2 or 2:30, right? If anyone else has anything going on, please drop it here. Totally fine. I love you all. Have a great weekend and enjoy the rest of your Friday.